How they hangin', Dino dudes? It's me, the Media Raptor, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Raptor Reviews. Tonight, dudes, we're gonna go back in time, back to the 80s, when giant muscular men blowing stuff up was all the rage. Back when action movies could just be stupid and could also be awesome. We're going back to perhaps one of the best of them all, one which started a franchise which is near and dear to my heart and that I still love. One which I genuinely think there has not been a bad entry to so far. I haven't seen the newest one. I am, of course, talking about the 1987 sci-fi action thriller, Predator. Yeah, just saying the name of this movie kind of gets you ready for a good fight. This is one of those movies that you just feel like a man watching. It's one of the most insane, action-packed, and fun movies to come out of the 80s, and it still holds up 31 years later. I could pretty much end the review at that, but I'm not going to. What makes Predator so good is a whole host of things. One, our characters are great. It's almost a satire in a sense of like the whole big muscular men going out to blow stuff up and save hostages kind of film. But I will say all our characters are really likable. Dutch is a great leader. He cares about his men. Dylan is a great kind of friend character that I think we can all relate to. Anna is an interesting character as sort of this lone survivor of a previous attack. Mac, Blaine, Billy, Poncho, all of them, Hawkins, they're all really likable and really fun characters. They're not the deepest, they're not the most, you don't feel like... It's not like Coco, where you're gonna cry over their deaths or anything, where it's gonna be like this hard-hitting, emotional scene. But at the same time, it does suck to see them go. Spoilers, by the way. A good chunk of our characters will die, but if you really couldn't predict that, you clearly don't know what kind of movie this is. No offense there, I'm just talking here, man. And the story is pretty simple. It's just, oh yeah, we're going out to save a bunch of hostages. No, you're not. There's an alien trying to murder all of you now. Okay. And that really is the star of this movie. The Predator is the star, to me at least. He is by far one of the coolest sci-fi creatures ever made. He has an awesome and unique design. The whole Predator society, I'll talk about more in later episodes, has a very unique sort of code they all live by. They actually have morals. They have an actual honor code. It's cool to watch. But that's the main reason why you're here. Is you're here to watch these giant macho action men all of a sudden feel like they're not in control. You know, they spend the first half of the movie blowing stuff up, just blasting people, saving hostages, and all of a sudden, they're all kind of screwed because they have no idea what they're up against. We do, and in fact, I think the movie would have been better, and I know Honest Trailers said this, but I think this as well, if it didn't begin with a shot of an alien ship, so you really had no idea right away what this thing was. But hey, movie be a movie. Anyhow, let's talk about our star himself. The Predator. Don't worry, Schwarzenegger, I'll get to you. You are awesome. One thing which movies these days love to use is CG. On costumes, on blasts and stuff like that. And to this movie's credit, it does have some CG. And if we're being fair, the CG has not really held up too well. The Predator looks kind of weird when he's cloaked, but that's always kind of been a thing. It's never looked right to me. Aside from, of all movies, Alien vs. Predator is the only one where it's ever actually looked decent. Like, it actually looked really good. I know, that's weird, but it just is to me. Like, it's just... I don't know why. It's kind of like with Mr. Fantastic. I know people can do the effect well. It just hasn't been done yet, and I hope the new movie will do it well. I haven't seen The Predator yet, but I'm happy to report that while the CG is dated, to say the least, it's not horrible, the practical effects are still phenomenal. The costume on the Predator is one of the coolest looking things I've ever seen. The details, the dreadlocks, the mask, the hands, the very distinct sort of leathery reptilian skin, it all looks amazing. Sorry. The practical effects, like when they're blowing stuff up, when people are getting blown apart, torn apart, shot, stabbed, when they're just mowing down an entire forest, it looks awesome, and it still does. There's some really good comedy in this movie. It has some of the greatest one-liners ever put to film. Not going to say them here because there might be kids watching, but you know the ones I'm talking about. And as for the acting, a lot of action movies would kind of go, we don't have to try and act because it's an action movie, no one comes for that. Well, The Predator essentially decided to go, you know what, no, we are going to try. And we do a really good job with it. All the actors are great. Like, these are the kind of roles that I love Schwarzenegger in because he's just like this big, butch military commander kind of guy. And he pulls it off well. Carl Weathers is great. Bill Duke is great. My favorite out of all these characters is actually Sonny Landham, who played Billy. May he rest in peace. But I don't know why. I just liked his character the best. And I didn't like how he went out. That was kind of a negative I had with the movie, was some of the kills are kind of being built up to be like this big, big thing, and then you don't see it. I understand for an 80s movie, you can only do so much, but it is what it is. But also, the one other actor, well, two actors I want to give special props to are Shane Black. If that name sounds familiar, he played Hawkins in this, the nerdy kind of smaller guy who went on to direct films like Iron Man 3 and even the new Predator movie. So it really has come full circle. And the other actor I want to give props to is Kevin Peter Hall. Sadly, he passed away quite a while ago. He passed away in 1991. But he played the Predator in this movie, but he also was known for, well, he played the Predator in this and Predator 2. But he also played Harry in the Hendersons films. Like, he has done a lot of very unique, creative, and fun roles. And it's sad that he's gone. Like, he was 7 feet 2 inches. Like, he was perfect for this role. And it sucks that he's gone. Really, there was not a bad actor in this entire movie. There's not really a bad character in this entire movie. I'm happy that there isn't this constant, oh no, there's no way that there's an alien out there. Like, there is disbelief at first, but even then, it's pretty obvious that I think anyone would be like, okay, hang on. An alien? Really? Like, I don't think many people, especially military people, would immediately jump to, yeah, that's totally legit. But they do pretty quickly go from, okay, there's something out there, to, okay, there's something killing us, we need to fight back. And that ending scene is one of the best scenes in action movie history. I'm just saying. So, when it comes down to it, The Predator has got a lot of great things. It's got a decent score, great camera work, awesome script, great characters, amazing practical effects. Do you think I can recommend it? Totally. If you're a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, there is a 100% guarantee you've seen this by now. If you're a fan of sci-fi action films, there's pretty much a guarantee you've seen it now. But if you haven't, I'd give it a shot. Now, I do feel like putting this out there. I am very anti-PC, just in general. Like, when I'm with my friends, I don't really care what I say and all that. But there are some lines in this that back in the 80s, it wasn't a big deal that they would say that. But today, since everyone has to get so triggered and upset by everything, there are some lines in here you should be careful about, because there are some lines that are kind of blunt with what they're saying. And I think they're funny, but I know some people might get upset by that. It's just near the beginning. But anyhow, if that doesn't bother you, I hope you really enjoy this movie, because I'm giving Predator a solid 3 Raptor claws out of 4. It's big on action and decently sized on brains. I kind of feel like if they had built up the Predator a bit more, maybe shown some things from the Predator's point of view, like the sequel did, it would have been better. But at the same time, this is the movie that launched the Predator franchise, one which I absolutely adored. And still do. And Predator is a movie I can go back and watch over and over again and always enjoy. So, with all that being said, you guys, that's all for now. We're closing in on episode 200 real fast. And hope you guys stick around. And if you want to, hit like and subscribe so you'll know when that 200th episode comes out. If all goes as planned, it's going to be a pretty special one. Until next time, Dino Dudes, this has been the Media Raptor saying keep cool, and I'll see all you guys around. Later.